Hi friends! So, my chat has been booming recently with new players, surprisingly. And if you guys haven't checked me out on Abstract, make sure you guys check me out on Abstract. But right now they've been asking me a lot about how to clear this Grim Pursuit, that Grim Pursuit, because they know that shells is very important. So I decided, while I'm on stream, I'm gonna talk about all of the Grim Pursuits. Basically, I'm gonna talk about the mechanics, give you a couple of suggestions on what units to use, show you a run on what I use, and then go from there. Alright? So I thought I'd bring you guys from YouTube on the same journey as well. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay? So, I'm only going to be talking about these four: Nikonana, Sharon, Hoen, and Rangokutsu. Alright? Why is that? It's because these four are the ones that drop you the the mythic shells, alright? The red shells. And so once you get past Whitney, which is supposed to be pretty easy, you will start getting to Nikonana. Now I'm just going to talk about the basic premise of what this dungeon wants you to do, and then, depending on your account, because every account's different, decide what you want to do with the dungeon, alright? So, let's start with Nikonana. Now, Nikonana Inferno and Nikonana Hell, they're pretty much the same. Basically, the only difference is the difficulty in like the stats, alright? Basically, what Nikonana wants you to do is they want you to have more speed than Nikonana. Alright? The more speed you have, the more damage you do. Okay? That's the first thing. And the main thing, actually. Alright? You also notice that Nikonana is red. So basically, any blue unit you bring into this dungeon would do you pretty well. Alright? So you can see from here, it deals 15% more damage for every 2 turns every action taken by the unit. Alright? In here has the same thing as well. So that's why, Nikonana likes to do its speed, because the more turns she takes, the more damage she does. She also gets damage reduction at the start, 60%, and it gets reduced for every 1 speed you have above her. And so you can either do one of 2 things. You can either bring a speed up unit, or you can bring a speed down unit. Alright? Or you can bring both to do more damage. Okay? The other 2 doesn't really matter. Alright? Because this is the main mechanic of the boss. Once you understand how to deal with this mechanic, you should be okay. And then it's just a matter of surviving the hits. Alright? So what I'm using is basically what I just said. Alright? So if we take a look at my units here, this is more of a safer run. Okay? You can see I brought Lily because that's a speed up unit. Not necessary. Alright? But good to have. Okay? You can see I have Viper here for the strip. Alright? Because this little monkey here, or this little gorilla ad thing, will give Nikonana speed up and attack up. So stripping that and then giving it attack down and speed down, pretty good. Okay? And then you can see that I have 1 damage dealer here, which is basically my Ciada. And I got a healer here to purify the stuns that comes from the left the left ad here. Okay? And this is basically what I use. Is it the fastest run of all? No. How do you do a fastest run? Basically, you defense break the boss, you speed down the boss, you speed up your unit, and then you kill it. Alright? So other options you have is the Ting for your DPS. You can use the Ting, you can use Yelly, you can use Messiah sometimes, you can use Ciada like what I'm using. As long as you're not using a red unit, a green unit, you should be good. Okay, so I'll let you see what the run looks like. Okay. So we'll do the first damage here. Alright, now here we're going to apply attack down. We didn't get the speed down. This happens. That's fine. Alright. As long as, you have Artisan to help you out, which is what I'm using, it'll be okay. And I have the healer there for that very same reason. Okay, you can see we're chipping away at the mod. And now you can see the right ad has given it attack up and speed up. And now you can see that my damage is now getting, weaker. Right? Because of the speed differences. One thing about Ciada is that she can also steal buffs, which is also pretty good. So if you're lucky enough to steal buffs, good on you. Alright, but don't count on it. Alright, you can see I've resisted a few times there. Now you see the attack down's gone. And the speed up is gone. Now I do a bit more damage. And this time we get the speed down and the attack down. Alright? You can see that in this run, I am in no danger whatsoever. You can see why I did more damage there is because I had speed up. Because speed down, speed up basically puts it in parity. So my speed is technically faster now. So you can see I'm just nuking the boss at this point here. Right, everything goes away this time. Now we're back to, you know, natural speed. And then this should be the last hit. And the boss goes down. Alright. So this is basically what I use. And that's how the run is going to look like. Now, let's move on to Sharon, shall we? Alright, so with Sharon, okay, basically, what you want to do here is nuke the boss down as fast as you can. How do you do that? She is immune to every single debuff under the sun. Okay? Now, I want you to picture this. We have been dotting or using damage over time to kill bosses. Now the boss is doing it to us. The good thing is that we're human and that's AI. So we know how to fight it. Okay? So now we're on the receiving end of taking dots. That means you're going to need immunity, you're going to need cleansing, and you're going to need to be able to survive the dots. Alright? If you can survive, and if you can get yourself immune to dots, Sharon is pretty easy. Okay? So that's what you need to remember. The whole entire gimmick of hers is that she is immune to all debuffs. Alright? And she puts dots. The more dots she puts on you, the more dangerous she gets because the ads starts, you know, evolving. Alright? Those butts starts evolving. Okay? So there are two ways you can do it. One, put immunity on yourself and just nuke the boss down. Two, control the flowers so that you know they don't put dots on you or dispel you, and just hit the boss. Alright? Basically, that is the entire gist of it. What am I using, you would ask? You can see that what I have here is basically, you know, Lily. Because I have Lily, I'm going to be using Lily everywhere. Alright? You don't have to use Lily, you just need to be able to, you know, do exactly what I just said. Alright? Vice is also another, you know, thing you could use here. Alright? Mainly to, you know, push back the flowers so that the flowers don't take enough turns to, you know, kill you. Your DPS, you can use the Ting. Okay? You don't have to use Yelly. I'm using Yelly because I have my Ting gear on her because I was farming Rango. But you can also use the Ting. Alright? Kachi is quite important in this one, alright? I don't know if this is, you know, super mandatory, but building a Kachi for yourself will take you a long way. And why is that? It's because he gives you immunity 2 turns, he gives you defense up 3 turns. That means a lot, alright? Valerian is just here to, you know, provide enough buffs so that, you know, the little butts here have a chance to, you know, dispelling your immunity and defense up. Okay, so this is what the run is going to look like. Alright, you have to run Kachi on Codex, unfortunately, so farm yourself some hell Codexes and that will work you just fine. Okay, if you don't have the Codex, maybe bring, you know, maybe a Linglore or something. Alright, something that extends buffs. Alright, so let me show you what the run looks like here. So you can see I'm going to be pushing Yelly forward. Alright, you can see all I care about is just hitting Sharon. Okay, now I'm going to put up the immunity and the defense. Right, you can see it dispels and you are just hoping it doesn't dispel your immunity. And that's why Codex Kachi is pretty good, because even if it gets, you know, dispelled, you can put it back up again. Okay, you see, you put it back up again. Now you see I'm immune to the dots, which is good, that's what you want. Okay, and then now it's just surviving this wave while you're on cooldown. Okay, at this point if Kachi dies it doesn't matter. Right now you're just trying to gun the boss down. Okay, you can see, that's what I'm doing. Alright, and this is all on auto by the way. And there you have it. And that's how you clear Sharon. Okay? One thing I want you guys to take note of, okay, is that my Kachi is not max skilled. Alright? Where is my Kachi? My Kachi is here. Okay? You can see I only have it at, you know, the level 3. As long as you have enough accuracy, you should be fine. Okay? So build him high effect accuracy, and your speed tuning is basically what you just saw. Alright? Lily first, and then your DPS may move first, that's fine. And then your Kachi, and then your Valerian. That's how I tuned it. Okay? But without further ado, let's talk about Hoen. So, Hoen. The entire premise of Hoen basically revolves around her ads hitting you and for her to gain these stacks called Mind Wreck. Alright? The second she gets 7 Mind Wreck, she immediately takes a turn and she gets to do her ult. That's basically what she does, which basically puts corruption on you, which is a defense break, and it stacks over time. So eventually, the more stacks you have on it, the more defense you lack, and the more you get one-shotted from her. Okay, and the silence. This is what her ult does. All right, and for her to get that, basically she is going to, you know, get 3 stacks of Mind Wreck when she takes her own turn. When her ads takes a turn, she gets 1 stack, and the second she gets to 7, she takes a turn. That's it. That is Hoen's mechanic. So the entire idea here to fight Hoen is to stop the ads from attacking at all. Alright? Because she's naturally pretty slow. Alright? She's about 240-ish speed. That's her actual speed. And so what you want to do is you want to put slow on her so that when she takes her first turn, she's going to get 3 stacks. Then she's going to get 6 stacks before she hits the 7th stack. So you get 3 turns to nuke her down. Alright? That's what you want to do. Alright? Survive the first hit. Survive the second hit, and by then, hopefully, you've already killed Hoen. Alright? That's the entire mechanic. So, what I recommend, this is what I use. Okay, so let's take a look here. I was testing some stuff here, so bear with me. I will show you what I actually use. Let's take them off. So these 2 is what I use, alright? I use Lily and Ditting. Okay? So the entire idea here is to, you know, speed up myself, speed down Hoen, and then go from there. So what you can use is Claws and Silence. Alright, this is what I use. You can also dot the shit out of this unit. Alright, this boss. So what a lot of people will run if you don't have this team. And if you have Shadow Sanya, you can run the Shadow Sanya team with Fangers and Oboe. The idea is exactly the same. What you want to do is you want to go first. You want to stun the ads immediately. Alright? How do you want to do that? With Oboe, you're going to stun it. Alright? With Silence, you're going to put Forgetfulness on it, so it's going to forget. It's not going to damage share. It's not going to do all of that stuff. Okay? You can see the boss mechanic here. Alright? There's a counter attack here. Alright? The Duran will share part of the damage. Alright? I'm not going to talk too much about it, because basically the entire idea is to stun the ads, kill Hoen as fast as you can within 3 turns, ideally. Alright? So this is what I use. I'm going to, you know, push my Ditting, but because my Ditting is Omega slow, it's still going to go after, you know, Silence and Claws. You want to make Silence go first. If you have this team, go for it, try it out. But basically you want to use her to put Forgetfulness on the ads first. Okay? Then Claws is going to defense down, speed down the boss. Then the Ditting is going to nuke. And that's how the run is going to go. Alright, so let's take a look how it looks like now. Alright, you can see the Forgetfulness is now on the boss, on the ads. Alright, so survive the first hit. Now you can see she has 3 stacks of that Mind Wreck. Okay, and now it's just a matter of, you know, just nuking her down before she takes a turn. Now the ads are going to take their first turn, but they still have 2 turns of Forgetfulness. They have 1 turn of Forgetfulness left. Alright. Alright, now you can see she's at 6 stack, she's not at 7, so she's not going to take a turn yet, so you have 1 more turn to nuke her down. And ideally this is the turn we kill her. Right? Even if it doesn't happen, like you can see this didn't happen. This is fine. Alright, you can see she's already almost dead anyway. Alright, there we go. Okay, and that is my Hoen run. Alright, I prefer to use the DPS route. If you want to use the dot route, go for it. Both works just fine. But now we understand how Hoen works, let's talk about Rangokutsu. So with Rangokutsu, his entire gimmick involves around you having multiple, affinity, which is your different RGBs, okay? For every 4 turns, a similar affinity takes a turn, he will do this damage here, called Ardent Blaze, alright? Which basically puts this evil fire on you. That means you're going to take 40% more damage, and it stacks, so you can go to 40, 80, 120, and then eventually you just die. That's his enrage mechanic, basically, okay? His ult is the one that is scary, and this is where you want to be careful, alright? Because that's how he nukes you, because it ignores 30% defense. And then his S1 is basically the same thing, and if it hits a counter affinity, he will steal your turn meter, basically, okay? But that is his entire gimmick, alright? Every 4 turns, if you use, let's say, a dark, if all 4 takes a turn, he's going to put evil fire on all 4 of them. So ideally, you want to run, as colorful of a team as possible. That's how I would want to put it, okay? If you can, do that. If you cannot, then unlucky, alright? You can see in my run, alright? I'm going to go in here. It's not a perfect run, alright? But you can see that I have a dark unit, a light unit, and 2 blue units, okay? And these 2 blue units I put here is because they have my best gear, right? I put Viper in here because of the damage mitigation, number 1. Number 2, he puts speed down and attack down. And attack down is quite important because this Rango hits damn fucking hard in Inferno, okay? And with Linglor, he purifies and puts immunity up, alright? Because this add on the right does defense down. This add on the left silences, alright? And both of them are equally fucking annoying, alright? Rango already hits damn hard, and if you get defense broken, you're dead, okay? So this is why I run this setup. There is an argument for you to go Sanya here instead. No problems, you can do this, okay? But your Sanya has to be speed tuned pretty fast, okay? Because she needs to constantly take turns to purify, and purify, okay? So, if I'm gonna run the Linglor comp for you, and let's hopefully have a successful run here, shall we? So, ready? And go. Alright, we have the speed down and the attack down. This is where, he's gonna hit less hard, which is good. Now we'll, put up immunity, put up all the will press. Okay. And then now we're just in Gamba City with Yeli, right? You saw, after both of them took 2 turns, collectively that was 4. Now they both have evil fire on them. Alright, so now you can see Lily has taken 4 turns. Now the evil fire is on her. Next one is going to be on Yeli. So this is where she's going to get her evil fire on her. Alright. Alright, now Evil Fire is gonna proc after this, I think. Oh no. Alright, I counted wrong. That's fine. Alright, Evil Fire procs. Now you see we have 3 stacks of Evil Fire on both Viper and Ling. And that's the second stack on Lily. And there you have it. Alright. Relatively safe. Alright, this is about a 60% win rate for me. Okay, but it's a 2-minute clear. I'd rather have a 2-minute clear than not clear it at all. But this is what I use to clear Rango. Okay? Hopefully, I have shown you all of the, the runs that I can do. And you get a better picture on how to, formulate your team, because I can't tell you what to use because I don't know what your account has. But as long as you understand the idea behind the boss, the mechanics, you should be good. Okay? Now, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Tell me in the comments how you feel about, certain dungeons. Eventually, they're all going to be pretty easy once we skilled everyone up. And so, till then, catch you in the next one.